The view from Eric Sutton's hillside workshop in Piedmont is mesmerizing, much like the art he creates inside it.
So I'll fill the cracks and sand it all down smooth and then start putting a tung oil finish on it.
And what begins in a sawdust-covered shop eventually becomes functional art, like this little table with steel legs shaped to look like wood and mahogany feet, intended to look like a bonsai tree.
You know, like a wind-blown mountain tree growing on the side of the cliff somewhere.
We saw his work when it was temporarily displayed at the new Hay Camp Brewery building. The furniture is no longer there, but it is still for sale. As a painter uses a palette of colors, Sutton brushes with a palette of ingredients, like this chair built of wood textured by wormholes, legs bent to follow the direction of the wood grain, deer antlers, bison leather, and symbolism.
It's a turtle. Here's the head, his 4 legs, and the tail.
Sutton has been serious about furniture art for more than 20 years here in the hills, and like any other artisan, creativity has no speed limit.
These pieces, I intentionally did not keep track of the time. I have no idea how much time I put into some of these. Like these in particular, were specifically for art shows.
Rather than a preconceived notion of what he'll make, the ingredients help determine their own destiny.
I can chip the shape a little bit, you know, but I start out with the rock with the different fractures in it, kind of gives you direction on where to go. So you build stuff around the material rather than the material around everything else.
This table, a classic example.
Just was a gorgeous chunk of mesquite that was laying in a pile to be chipped up. So I grabbed it, and it took me, 2 years to figure out what I was going to do with it.
Mesquite, salvaged from a scrap pile in Arizona, set to be chipped into smoke chips for barbecuing, becomes the base of a masterpiece.
I kind of had this design in my head of I wanted to build a table that looked like it wouldn't stand up. It looked like it would tip over.
He says the top is Colorado sandstone from the Flatirons near Boulder, Colorado, a rock climbing area with family significance. And the column bridging the mesquite and rock is made of steel.
You know, nothing in nature is real linear, regular shaped. So I just started cutting chunks out and welding pieces on and forging it and changing the shape.
While his art is constantly different, his philosophy is constantly the same.
I do things well. I'm not going to bother otherwise. I mean, why bother doing things if you're not going to do them well and be proud of them?
Each piece has a story, like the table that looks like it shouldn't stand, but does. Sutton's story is using traditional power tools to create non-traditional furniture designed to mesmerize, just like the view from the artist's workshop where he makes it.